Welcome to another episode of the Jake and Off podcast. It's me, Jake Redpath. I'm your host. Today I am joined by none other than myself and nobody else. That's right. I had a fun guest planned for today, but they ended up having to cancel last minute. And so I just said, the heck with it, dude. We'll do a throwback. We'll get back to our roots here. Back to when I had equipment that didn't afford me the opportunity to have other people on. That'll change again soon. I'll have somebody back here next week. I'm really excited about my guest next week, actually. So we're gonna have a really fun episode. But this week, you just get a little Jake. You just get a little J-Train. Huh? This is a little Jakey. I'm having a good week. The weather is beautiful, dude. And I'm getting into bikes, dude. I'm getting into bicycles. Okay? That's my new identity now. I'm a bicycle guy. Okay? It's happening. There's nothing you can do to stop me. I love it. No, I did. I got a bike. It's a little single speed bike, I gotta soup it up a little bit. Got to get her road ready still, but it's a pretty nice bike, I'm pretty happy with it. So once we just get a few minor details sorted out, boy, I'm gonna be biking all over the place. Yeah. So I'm gonna be getting into that, dude. I fucking am trying to get shredded. I'm trying to get just absolutely cut. You know what I mean? Just absolutely cut and just have a fucking totally shredded body. I did go to the doctor a month ago. I talked about it briefly, I think, on the episode with my friend Dustin. I am pre-diabetic, I learned. But the good news is I'm the least amount of pre-diabetic you could be. There's a number that is, once you're above it, you're considered in the pre-diabetic range, and I'm 1 decimal point above that number. So, no cause for alarm. Just got to make some, adjustments to the old diet, to the old exercise routine, and just become a fucking absolutely shredded, just fucking total hunk, dude. I was always destined to be, I always have viewed my body as a block of marble just waiting to be sculpted. You know what I'm saying? It's all there. It's all just right underneath there, dude. And all it takes is, just somebody's willing to sculpt it. And the only person who could do that is me. So, I've known that I knew that I was unhealthy, probably, but I had been avoiding actually doing anything or taking much responsibility, just because it's one of those things where I can't afford to go to the doctor, so it's not I know for sure, there's not actually there's no way to know for sure if I have if I'm pre-diabetic. How would we know? I can't go to the doctor. But no, I did go to the doctor, and they were like, yeah, dude. They're like, yeah, you gotta fucking you gotta fix that, Bubba. You gotta fix it. And so I am. I'm gonna go start riding my bike to work over the summer. It's not too far. Get some sweat going, dude. Ride at other places. I'm dreaming big. I'm dreaming big, guys. It's all we can do. I am bummed out because I just, as I hope I've already lost. I went to the doctor a little less than a month ago. I've already lost like 15 pounds just by not eating like complete shit all the time. Like just not eating like complete shit every single meal has made it so that I've lost 15 pounds in just a few weeks. So I don't think that, I'm sure that eventually it'll get more difficult, of course, because that's how it works. But for right now, it's just fallen off of me. So that's pretty chill. Things are moving in the right direction, dude. I've been eating a lot of salad. I love a salad, dude. I like a salad. That's the one thing that I was thinking about the other day. I like, because I'm not a picky eater. You know what I mean? I'll eat anything. I love eating all the different kinds of food. I like trying new foods. I like eating combinations of food that I've never had before. I just like food. There are some foods that I dislike, or not that I dislike, but I just like them less than other foods. For instance, soup is one of those for me. I don't like soup very much. Not a big soup guy. It's not that I won't eat soup or that I don't think soup is good and tastes delicious. Sometimes it's really good and I like it. And a lot of times, I still am. I'm not opposed to the way that it tastes, and it's not like if somebody was like, "You have to eat this soup; it's all we have," I would be like, "Well, I can't eat that." Of course, I can. I like it fine, but it's just not like my first choice, And salad's kind of like one of those things with me, but now it's just because I went to the doctor and they're trying to cancel me. That's what I call the doctor giving me my bad health news, is they're trying to cancel me. This is cancel culture. No, it's easy for me with the motivation of if I don't turn this around, then I could be really headed towards something bad in the future. So it's easy for me to sort of make those healthier decisions than it was when I didn't have I wasn't confronted with the actual evidence of just how unhealthy I am. Besides the evidence that I've been confronted with every day of most of my life, which is being overweight. But, not everybody that's overweight is unhealthy. That's true. Being overweight can lend itself to certain health concerns, for sure. But it also depends on other factors, dude. Your history, your health history, your family health history, that kind of stuff. So, don't take this as me being like, oh, if you're overweight, you got to lose weight. It's not like that at all. It's just that I personally have high cholesterol and prediabetes, and so it's probably the best thing for me to do to lose some weight. And I'm looking, dude, I'm going to get cut, bro. I'm going to shred. I'm going to shred, dude. Block of marble. I'm a block of marble. That's right. Yeah, I made a bunch of salads. I pre-made a bunch of salads yesterday. I'm meal prep. Dude. Fuck yeah. Been drinking a lot of smoothies. Uh-oh. Is he juicing? Oh, yeah. Yeah, he is. Just trying to get some exercise. So I'm learning too much about bikes. I got obsessed with bikes. You know what I mean? Like that's just how my brain works. Like when I'm like, oh, like I want to do something, like a specific thing, like I want to buy a bike and fix it up so I can ride it to work or something like that. I just get obsessed with it and I can't stop doing it. It's like it becomes like a compulsion. It's like every night I've been like, God, dude, what should I put? What do I need to do to my bike to make it gooder? The answer is not very much, and luckily it's all pretty cheap, single speed bike. Just get some parts, change them out yourself. Pretty satisfying, dude. I've already gotten pretty good at changing the tires, changing the tires and changing the inner tubes. Somebody's becoming a little handyman. Somebody's a handy little man over here. It's me, Jake. But yeah, that's mostly what's been going on in my personal life, guys. I still haven't heard back about the comet yet. I check at least a few times a week to see if I heard anything back about the comet, but nothing yet. So stay tuned, though. I'm sure that entire website is like they're doing like a redesign. If you haven't listened to it a few episodes ago, I made a fake dating profile on an unvaccinated dating website called Unjected, and they're going through a redo. They're redoing the whole thing, so it's a fun episode, though. Check it out. But the comet, still don't know anything about it. Haven't looked into it myself. Haven't really had the time. I'm sure that I'll get around to it eventually because I think about it all the time. I think about it constantly. What the fuck could he mean by the comet? No idea. Is it gonna like wipe us out? Oh, you know what? Here's another thing that I got to bring up. Listeners of the podcast, I am gonna try to figure out a few things that I want to go do this summer. Specifically, I'm thinking like stuff as in going to one of the movie viewings that they have at the Church of Scientology in Kansas City, or just things along those lines. Weird places that I want to go and see what they're like, and then I'll come back and talk to you guys about it. But if you have any ideas, send them to jaken.off.podcast@gmail.com. That is jaken.off.podcast@gmail.com, or send it over to Instagram at jaken.off.podcast on there. Yeah, dude, that's something that I'm thinking about. I'm toying around with the idea. I like that kind of shit. I mean, I already did go to the My Pillow guys rally in 2021 after the election and stuff, and that was really kind of an eye-opening experience for me. Oh, what a strange time. I've already talked about that before on here. I believe that it's like a really early episode. I think it's called I Love Mike Lindell. It's the name of the episode, like episode 4. Maybe episode 5. God. No, dude, but there's a lot going on. There's been a lot going on in the world, dude. The royal coronation? What? The royal coronation? Are you kidding me? Fucking bullshit, dude. It's fucking bullshit. I thought we got rid of those guys. Okay? I thought they were done for. No, I'm just kidding, dude. I seriously think anything to do with the royal family is fucking ridiculous. It is the stupidest shit ever. I think it's an embarrassment. Like if you're from the UK and you listen to this show and you support the monarchy still existing, turn off the show, dude. I don't want your listenership. All right? You are a clown. Okay? These people are making fools of you. It's just so crazy to me that it's like this backward, like it's fucking like it's like these antiquated sort of rituals and shit, and like this dude is riding around in a gold fucking carriage with horses and stuff. It's like, why, dude? Take a fucking car. You know what I mean? Like, I fucking hate this. It's like, okay, you want to do a coronation, you got to go to the church and da-da-da-da-da. They got to read the thing, tradition, blah, 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 blah. But at this point, man, like, do we need the hubbub? Do we need it on the TV all day for 10 hours? I mean, get the fuck out of here. And honestly, I also think that any American that went to the coronation of the king should have their citizenship revoked. That's just what I believe, dude. That's just what I think, okay? I don't even eat at restaurants that have king in the title of the restaurant, okay? If you got king, Burger King, fuck off. Okay? How about try Burger King? We got rid of them, okay? How about Burger Republic? Nobody ever, that's the kind of fucking burger place I want, dude. Burger democracy. Okay? If you're an American and you watched any of the coronation live, you should be ashamed of yourself. Okay? You should be absolutely ashamed of yourself. The king and the queen and all of their kids are leeches on society. Okay? They serve no purpose whatsoever. And most of them are, at the very least, sympathetic to Nazis, if not full-blown Nazis themselves. So that is my opinion on the royal coronation, dude. People are turned up about it, though. They were like talking about, because Prince Harry, of his, you might know him from his book where he talks about his penis smelling like his mom sucked his penis. But he he's been on the outs with them and that kind of shit. It's people are obsessed with it. They get so into it, and I just think it's so embarrassing. Because even you like go on there and you see stuff when people are talking about the royal family and the coronation, and they're talking about like, oh, like I'm on Harry's side, like da 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 da, or like no, like the royal family, like the other ones, whoever their fucking names are, I don't know any of them. King Charles, I guess, is the new king, but whatever fucking Harry's brother name is, Bill or something. I think it's William. They're like in a fucking disagreement. It's like, who gives a fuck, dude? These are like they're billionaires. Billionaires. I mean, probably even more than billionaires. And honestly, I don't even think that it matters what like their level of the amount of money that they actually are worth or have, because it's not just the money. They're literally just propped up by the state. I don't know. It's just wild that you guys still fucking have that there. Has anybody thought of, well, I guess there was a guy who protested. He was like protesting he's an anti-monarchy protester. Respect, for real, dude. Honestly, that's the only way to live. That's the only way to have my respect if you're in the United Kingdom at all, is you have to be an anti-monarchy protester that gets arrested. Because otherwise, dude, you're a fucking, you're a coward. Oh, you like your little queen, do ya? Do you like your little queen? Oh, rubbish. That's rubbish. Oh, dude. I was like looking at all this. There's like so many celebrities that go, and it's just like a weird, it's like, why the fuck is Katy Perry at the fucking coronation of King Charles? Like, this entire, thing is just so odd. It's so weird. I fucking don't understand it. Why are they there? We shouldn't even. I was reading because I thought that, I was like, did the U.S. send any people to the coronation? And I was reading that no U.S. president since the founding of the United States has attended a coronation. That's legit. But they do send like ambassadors and stuff. That's bullshit, dude. Should not send ambassadors. We shouldn't even be dealing with this guy. Okay? We already whipped that ass. Okay? You're done for. You're nothing to me. All right? We beat you with some muskets, dude. We don't even need fucking machine guns. You know what we could do to you now? It's endless. The possibilities are endless, dude. Pedophiles. It's so crazy. I was like watching this video. It's just like the highlight video that Time put together, and like you see all the dudes and, you know, the members of the Catholic Church and stuff, and they're putting on like, they all have like these robes and, you know, that kind of shit, and everything's gold, and it just all looks like they're gonna fucking suck some baby blood. Yeah, dude, it all looks like they're just waiting for the adrenochrome party afterwards. I'm kidding. That doesn't happen. Wink. I am joking though. That shit's not real. But it is exactly like if you're a person who buys into that sort of way of thinking, like these types of ceremonies are like the exact sorts of things that like lend themselves to you believing that, because it's just like this overly lavish and you know, sort of formal, serious gathering, and for no good reason, really. Like for no real good reason, because this guy and his fucking wife don't mean anything at all. And so it's just like all of this shit for nothing. It probably costs like, I mean, I have to imagine that this ceremony and like the subsequent concert and party and shit and like all the food and stuff costs millions of dollars. I mean, for real, like it's had to have cost millions of dollars. And if it didn't, it's because they're like just forcing everybody to do this stuff for them, which also is bad. So I don't know. It's just fucking pissed me off, dude. I hate it. And I do think that Burger King should have to change their name to Burger Republic. I did see though that the lawn that they were gonna have or the lawn like out in front of where they're having the coronation or something, some guys the morning of mowed a giant penis into the lawn in front of where they're doing it. That's what I'm talking about, dude. There's something I can get behind. Okay? But if you're a person who watches the coverage of the royal coronation, you make me sick. You make me absolutely sick. It's un-American. It's the most un-American thing that you could possibly do is love the royal family. All right? It's done for. I don't even think that princess movies should be legal in the United States. I think they should be illegal because I feel like they they promote a sort of ideology or fantasy for you know, young girls that is just unrealistic, not because of any other reason besides the fact that we don't have fucking princesses in this country. Okay? This is America. All right? Okay? All right? You hear me, Cinderella? You heard that? Okay? We will fucking revolution on your ass. Okay? There's other stuff going on. We'll change. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to get so political, guys. Here's a story Here's a story about a lady who faked her own abduction to hide the fact that she dropped out of college. So, pretty interesting. Chloe Stein, 23, was found Tuesday night at a residence in Jeannette, Pennsylvania, and eventually confessed to authorities that she made up her disappearance, according to state police in Pennsylvania. So this lady is, she's in pretty deep shit. Let's be honest, she's in pretty deep shit. Both legally and probably with like her family and stuff, I would imagine too. But she lied about going to college because she had dropped out and just was overwhelmed by the fact that she was going to face this sort of, the truth, really. She's going to have to face the truth. And instead of doing that, she faked her own death. Or no, she faked her own abduction. Excuse me. Oh. She faked her own abduction, and obviously the police kind of figured out what was going on pretty quickly. You know, they found her car abandoned on the side of the road. Like, that was like, she texted her boyfriend and was like, I'm on my way home. But I'm getting pulled over right now. And then basically just faked that a cop had pulled her over and abducted her, is essentially what she did. And the obviously people were alarmed, and then it became pretty apparent that there was something afoot, because they tried to like reach out to the school and be like, hey, like what was going on with this lady? Like, do you know anything about her? Like, who were her roommates? Da 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 da. And they were like, oh, she hasn't gone here since like 2018, dude. And then immediately they were like, huh. But they ended up finding her in just like at an acquaintance's house, hiding. Which those people will probably get in trouble too now, because you're like harboring a lady who it was like her shit was like all over the news in that area. Like, they were doing a missing persons thing. Like, the community was freaked out. It is fucked up. That's what I think the most fucked up thing about it is like, the resources wasted, of course, is like bad on this fake sort of missing persons thing. But in addition to that, it creates like a lot of like fear in a community that there is somebody who is abducting, people from their cars and pulling them over like they're a cop. Fake, this whole narrative that she made, and then it turned out all to be fake. And yeah, man. I mean, pretty fucked up. Pretty not chill, lady. So I don't know. It looks like she even lied to her boyfriend about it, which I wonder if her boyfriend thought that she was going to college. Like, that's what I want to know, is like, how many of these people did she lie to? You know what I mean? Like, that's what I'm really curious about, is like, was it everyone in her life? Or there had to have been some people who sort of like knew her secret. So I don't know, man. I wonder what her plan was. Like, if her fucking idea went off without a hitch, and she faked her own abduction, and then what? Like, they never found her. The case goes cold, and then she just moves away. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like the problem that she's running away from is that she, isn't going to graduate college like and she had been lying about that. And like that's the problem that she's running away from. But like in the grand scheme of things, dude, it's just like that's not the end of the world. He'll be okay. Probably, like obviously it's not good to lie. It's bad to lie, but plenty of people don't go to college and are fine. Okay? I'm sure that maybe there's like some pressure from her parents or like once that happens, like you just sort of they're probably like paying for her apartment and shit. And yeah. So I just don't understand like what her plan was after that. Like was she just gonna show up to like her family's house and be like, hey, don't tell them I'm back? It's just so weird. What do you do if you're that lady's boyfriend? I feel like you're like, hey, so this is it. It's all over. Isn't that crazy? That you faked your own abduction to avoid being honest about your life to your family and friends. I think that it certainly resonates probably a little bit with everybody. Just the idea of like, having to be honest with people in your life about, certain things or whatever, like that kind of stuff. But at the end of the day, it's just like such a wild thing to like cope with that by faking your own death and creating like a fucking manhunt. People were just like out like spending their time looking for her and all this stuff. God, can't imagine. She's gonna get charged with like misdemeanors, which is kind of surprising to me. I feel like this is sort of a situation where you want maybe like a kind of a decent punishment. Like I don't want this lady to go like prison or jail or anything, but let's let's give her some hardcore community service, dude. Like let's make her go serve the community that she essentially fucking expended the resources of for a fake disappearance. I mean, I feel like that's the only real like logical punishment that actually restores what she did, I don't think it's good to just send her to jail. She ain't gonna learn nothing. It's gonna ruin her life. Okay. Here's an interesting thing that's going on in Utah. There's a bunch of porn industry, like representatives from various parts of the porn industry, that are suing over an age verification law. And so when I first saw the headline, this is in the AP, it says porn industry group sues Utah over age verification law. And at first I was like, what the fuck? Like, what do you mean? Like, they're not verifying porn stars' ages? Already? I was like, that seems like a huge oversight. And I gotta say, I'm on Utah's side. But then I read it, and of course that's not what it is. What it is Utah wants to they want to make it so that you have to verify users' ages in order for them to use the sites, the porn sites. And it's a really funny like sort of situation in a way, because on the one side you have Utah government officials who are conservative, and they are saying if like we have to protect children from porn. Okay, if kids see porn, then it's bad for them, which I mean, I'm not sure that there's like super a lot of evidence to support that. I'm sure it depends on like the type of porn and sort of the, I don't think that just the porn is what can sort of damage the psyches of children. Do you know what I mean? Does that make sense? Like sure, I'm sure that if, you showed a kid like some awful fucking, insane stuff, like it could have a lasting impact on them, but I feel like if a kid sees just like sort of regular fucking and, somebody is like, "Hey, that's fucking," and has a responsible conversation with the kid, then it probably isn't very damaging, I would imagine, Not that you should show kids porn. Not that I think you should show kids porn. But I just don't think that it's on the porn websites. It shouldn't be the porn website that is so, like, it shouldn't be their prerogative to keep your kids off of their website. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like, fucking watch your kids, If you're worried about them watching porn, how about don't give them a computer if you're that worried about it? We don't need to make a law where everybody has to fucking put their IDs on the internet to jerk off. It's fucking insane. Yeah. Don't do that. But I do I do think that it's really funny cuz like that's not the organization that like the people that are opposing this law from the porn industry, like that's not really the angle that they're taking. Is basically they're saying that the Utah's new law unfairly discriminates against certain kinds of speech and violates the First Amendment of porn providers and intrudes on the privacy of individuals who want to view sexually explicit material. I agree with the aspect that it intrudes on their privacy. As far as the First Amendment rights go, I'm not sure that I'm not sure that it's like, there's much protection for like showing porn to children in the First Amendment. But an interesting argument. It's always free speech, dude. They're always like, they're violating free speech. I just don't know how strong the argument of privacy is going to work. I feel like there would be a lot of benefits for people, well, not people, but like entities, whether they be like corporate interests or, government ones, to have everybody putting their IDs online if they want to watch porn, I think that is potentially a huge problem, but I don't know if any of these institutions that are going to be overseeing the debate regarding this bill are going to really take too much of that into consideration. But yep, they don't want to let you show porn to kids. Can't do anything nowadays, dude. Can't show anything to kids. I mean, I find myself kind of in the middle on this one. Because on the one hand, I'm like, yeah, I don't necessarily think it's good that kids have as much access to porn so easily as they, did in the past. But that's always existed to a certain extent, right? Like, there are always kids finding porn in, like, the woods and stuff in the 70s and shit. Like, I feel like that's, like, a really common story. Dude, I feel like that's happened to me. Like, even as a kid, like, there's, like, a couple times where I was, like, in the parking lot of, like, a gas station or something when I was, like, in middle school or, like, a teenager, and there would be, like, there's, like, a porn DVD that had clearly fallen out of somebody's car or something and, like, been ran over a bunch. But you're like, whoa, there's kind of titties on the front of this. Yeah, I mean, don't show porn to kids. If kids do see porn, you should explain it to them and be like, don't watch that right now. You know, wait till you're older, kids. Boy. Well, this is, you know what? Hey, dude, back in the saddle, huh? This ain't going too bad. I got one more thing. Oh, I actually have two more things. So just before I go to the next funny thing, the rail workers, they got their fucking sick days. Not all of them yet, but they're working on it. I read this because I was kind of shocked. I definitely thought that after they basically passed the bill that makes it illegal for rail workers to strike, which I don't think is like an even trade-off. They shouldn't have done that. I mean, it's still fucked up. And I disagree with the fact. So this article is in The Guardian, and they're talking about how these railroad workers have reached an agreement. The unions have reached an agreement with the owners that of the four major railroad companies in the United States that they're going to get sick days. They're going to get like up to 7, I think it is, or 8 sick days, all paid. So 4 of them are built-in sick days, and then they can take 3 personal days and use them as sick days. So I still don't think that that's very good. You know, like if I'm thinking about it, like just for myself, 7 days of being sick in a year, like that really is, you know, it's not that I'm like sick all the time or anything, but you know, hey, like I certainly feel like there's, you know, got to be people who work for these railroad companies that are, you know, probably have like chronic illnesses or, you know, chronic pain, stuff like that, and you know, definitely need more than 7 sick days a year. But it's a start, and I guess all of these, you know, all the unions are, you know, saying, hey, this is a good win, you know, like da 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 da. They still have not reached an agreement with you know, the non-essential employees that are required to actually operate the trains. So a lot of the people who are have a lot of the unions that have gotten the agreements with the railroad companies so far are not those employees. However, all the railroad companies and all the unions, the representatives for those workers, said that they're working on something. It's just a little tougher to reach an agreement on those kinds of things, but that's the full intention, is that you know, they plan on you know, making it happen, which is good. I definitely think it's a move in the right direction in that aspect, but I feel like a lot was sort of given up in the sense that they passed legislation that sort of, you know, takes away these guys' ability to bargain in the future. And I don't know that it was worth the trade-off, but they all seem very happy, and people are giving the Biden administration credit, but you know, I'm not so sure that this is something that they super want to take credit for. I feel like on a surface level it seems like it's something good, but I feel like in the future this is going to be sort of something that we look at and be like, yeah, that's, you know, that really put a wrench in further growing the sort of movement for these workers, because it takes away one of their most important weapons to you know, bargain with the owners of these railroad companies, and that's going on strike. So just think that you know, this article in The Guardian is written by Stephen Greenhouse. I think that it is, you know, and it's not necessarily that he is praising Biden, but a lot of the quotes and stuff from various interests in here point to the Biden administration, and you know, that Biden is pro-worker and da-da-da-da-da, but I don't think so. I don't agree. I don't think that he's, you know, he's more pro-worker than other presidents that we have had, but I don't think that I would necessarily classify him as a pro-worker president. But that's what they're saying. I say skeptical at best. So, yeah, I just wanted to bring that up, though, because I feel like a lot of people, myself included, that was something that really kind of pissed me off because I was hoping that he was going to stick by those rail workers a little bit more. And I mean, lo and behold, I feel like it's one of those things where it, easily was, necessary for, a necessary fight, because look at what happened with, the spill in East Palestine and stuff like that. And, I mean, there's been several other spills of, hazardous material in people's communities and stuff like that. And, I think that a lot of times people don't make the connection of, like, these movements for these workers to those sorts of things that are happening in their communities. You know what I mean? Because the reason why those things are happening is because these rail companies and stuff, are not operating in a way that is supposed to be the safest. They're not operating in the way that is supposed to be the healthiest for the communities that they're, pushing these hazardous materials through. They're operating in the way that is going to make them the most money. And that means that they're cutting corners and that they're underpaying people and overworking people and stuff like that. And that makes all of these things more likely to happen because of the greed of these companies. So that's just my 2 cents. I don't think that it's a move in the right direction, but let's slow down, guys. I don't know if Joe Biden's fucking pro-worker. Chill out on that shit. What else is going on? Got some comedy shows coming up, guys. Make sure every Sunday, if you are ever in Kansas City, come check out Knuckleheads down in the East Bottoms. Every Sunday at 6 p.m. Have a comedy show there. Got awesome lineups all the time. Comedians from Kansas City and all over the country coming through there and doing comedy and giving you their all. And it's a great room, too. It's really cool sort of vibe. So encourage you to come check it out. Other than that, thank you guys so much for listening. I really appreciate it. I love you. I love you. I fucking love you. Seriously, I love you. I would love you even more if you could rate this podcast and hit subscribe, dude. Subscribe to this podcast. Rate it. Give it a 5-star review. If you want to give it something besides that, please don't. Please don't. Anyways, stay tuned, guys. Gonna be trying to do some more content and stuff like that coming up here in the future. Got a few things in the works, but until then, thank you so much for checking out Janking Off. And I love you so much. I love you. Okay, I love you. Bye-bye.